needs to play around this shield. So again, it's got to be quick. He's got to let one clip go, get his ultimate, then fight another attack, and he's found two. How? How has he done that? Twisted Seagull have dropped. Now Pulse Bomb in. Striker is just cutting a bloody swat through the Dallas Fuel. That's his third kill here, and Kellex will bring back those just in case they need the extra bodies on the point, but they may well not. Striker with...
Across the history of Overwatch, there are few players that rise to the rank of legends. Myro, Prophet, Carp and Jonak are just a few examples of players who fit that title. Today, I will be telling the story of another player who fits that title. One of the most legendary Tracer players of all time, Queen named Jew, also known as Striker. Striker got his start as a young boy playing the esteemed Mario Kart, which helped him hone his mechanics to a very high level. He broke into the Overwatch scene by being signed to WNV, which was a strong team despite never qualifying for any major tournaments. And in 2017 was signed to a contenders team by the name of Rocksorkers. While they were less than impressive, Striker stood out due to impressive individual performances.
붙였어.
붙였어요. 근데 지금 헬사 선수가 해킹 잘해가지고 크로 선수 바로 빼고 오죠. 정말 치열한데요.
네, 이건 누가 유리하다고 할 수 없는 상황이고 일단.
Not enough to turn him into a superstar, though, so when the Boston Uprising announced their roster in the inaugural season, with Striker on it, many people were disappointed, calling the roster one of the worst in the league, there with the Shanghai Dragons. However, many were impressed by their performance early on in the season. They weren't incredible by any means, but they pulled off many upset wins, and there was plenty of praise to go around. However, one of the biggest head-turners was Striker, whose Tracer performance dominated the stage.
EP setup, there it is.
Oh, so good. Nearly everybody caught, and the triple stick from Striker as well. Disaster for Seoul Dynasty. Munchkin surely not long for this world. He's dead.
Gonna kind of keep moving forward with Coco playing Orisa. Oh, it's the 4-man pulse bomb. Nothing left of Dallas Fuel but cinders and charred extremities. Perfect.
He became a household name among Overwatch League fans after he mistakes lead the way to the first perfect stage of the Overwatch League. While Boston underperformed stage 4 and went out with a whimper, Striker and the rest of the team was ready to. Yes, after some internal disagreements between Huck and the coaches and players, Striker was traded to the San Francisco Shock to be reunited with his head coach from Boston, Krusty. While many were happy he could escape such a dog-shit org, many questioned the acquisition. After all, GOATS was at its peak right about then. And the Shock already had 4 good DPS, so was a 5th one needed. With these questions and more in mind, Striker entered Season 2 of the Overwatch League. The answers? Yeah, he was benched. He didn't really have a role on the team since Rascal was on Brig duty and Sinatra was on Zarya duty, but then in Stage 4 came Striker's hero, the sole thing he owes his life to. Role lock. And he then went back to his regularly scheduled programming.
It was just a shock. Push them. Striker now going to finish the fight with the Death Blossom. Do they even need that? Probably not. As a result of them
killing both enemy tanks. Striker, though, starting to really light it up in the back line, keeping the aggression on, the tracking on point. There's a reason you think of this guy as the best Tracer in the world. Certainly a contender for that title, no question about that. And oh my, don't go for one more.
This MC showing up big, deals with Ons, but the Bob from the grave. From downtown, no less. And that's Striker!
Here, he showed his true value. After achieving an astonishing 100% win rate with Tracer in 2019, he went on to rank first in the league on Tracer in 2020, and proved himself a force to be reckoned with on Reaper and Widow. He truly reached his max potential as a player here, surpassing even himself on the Uprising. This culminated in him winning the Grand Finals MVP for his performance in Season 3 against Seoul. His mechanics and aggressive flanks consistently overwhelmed the enemy. Heading into Season 4 with an astonishing 79% win rate on over 10 hours of Tracer playtime, the Shock were fully expected to dominate. Yes, while still a top-tier team, it isn't inaccurate to say they have disappointed this season. However, this was no thanks to Striker. In the melee, The meta forced him into the roles of McCree or Hanzo most of the time, heroes that historically he had never played especially well, or at least not as well as his Tracer. Despite this, he improved greatly, having many pop-off moments and proving himself an invaluable player to the Shock.
Sending a message out here, and the Mayhem, they're gonna try to rotate over.
Again?
No, Striker, what?
Okay,
what?
dude.
Can somebody stop
Okay.
him? That is not how you send a message.
In a season of odd coaching decisions and inconsistent player performances, Striker was one of the few consistent pieces on the team. And in the June joust when Reaper became meta again.
Too long for it to go through. Striker going to the back. Death Blossom looking for it. Gets Dalton. 2 quick ones for Striker.
Wow,
Make it 3. and
3.
That's going to seal the round.
Yep, it's kind of like what we were talking about, ZP.
While his final game was a tragically dominant loss against Atlanta, he still proved himself one of the best Reapers in the world. After his loss at the June joust, he retired in a bright point in his career, also tragically before a Tracer meta. Glister will have to be the ones to fill his shoes, but most agree Striker's shoes are a few sizes too big. It is unknown what Striker's future plans are. Will he just stream? Will he become a Valorant pro? Will he have a dramatic retirement then return a season or 2 later? No one knows at this point. All we can do is thank him for the journey thus far. Thanks you watching, and remember to like and subscribe for more.